Shalom Yashrala, this your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakudash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation, much love for you. I can push in the truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here lesson real quick, going into, a lot of these uproars of the people around the world over a lot of different things. And right now, you have a lot of these things over these, let me see if we can get it on the screen here. All right, you can pretty much read the title of this here video right here, right? And it's pretty much over these different things like this is going on, pertaining to this here situation. And I'm going to play a little bit of this here video. Lord's will, you won't be able to hear the background of the video and anything else like that because, like I said, and it's just a lot of noise and clashing and things like that. Unfortunately, on my end, I think I'll still be able to hear it. But nevertheless, you have a lot of these protests and things going on. All right. And, people are being pushed to the point to where, they're coming out, they're at the backlash, because they've been lied to over and over and over again. Hey, if you do this, things will get back to normal. If you do these things will get back to normal. But every time they take a step forward, all right, they're getting a foot deeper into the hole, man. The so-called proverbial noose is getting tighter around their neck every time they so-called fall in line with these different situations. All right, but nevertheless, things are just getting worse for them. All right, so we'll watch a couple of these little clips from around the world. All right, of these different things that's going on. All right, and these things aren't being pushed and promoted on your mainstream media news and things like that. But nevertheless, this is what's really going on around the world now here in America, where the people are dwelling carelessly. All right, they don't even realize that they're in the middle of a siege, man. All right, I just did a video not too long ago talking about these food shortages, and that's something that's heavy right now on a lot of these news stations, your local news stations and everything else like that. Not just your, because I remember in my video I showed a video from like Dabu 7, but nevertheless, you have these videos also being uploaded by the regular news agencies and things like that, man. All right, so let's watch this here video real quick. Alright, so here's a different one.
You probably know me from going fast, but when I want to go even faster, I reach for Carvana. But their soonest next day delivery.
This one here is in Germany. All right, and as you can see this here video that's at the, where I'm scrolling it down here, you can read the title down here, man. This is what's going to start to happen. And this, well, not to say start to happen, this is what is happening around the globe right now. And this is why these people are starting to backlash, man. All right, because you have them put into a tough spot, Again, you have these, how you call it, the shortages that's going around, all right? And that's just one thing. Let's just say everybody had jobs, nobody, was stressing over those type of financial woes. Or you have that going on, but then not only that, you have these people being locked out of their jobs, man. All right, being forced to so-called stay home. All right. All right, and as we just scroll down here, you can see this is just a continuous going on and on and on, about in different places, the same thing. All right, as we just scroll here, we don't have to watch them all, but nevertheless, you see, this is pretty much what's going on around the globe, man. All right, let's go back up a little bit. This one here says 3 weeks ago, 12 days ago, 6 days ago, 5 days ago, 2 days ago, and these are all in different places, man. All right, here's one 3 weeks ago. All right, all these over this here situation here, right? You can see, this one here. All right, what the title says. All right, while the people are backlashing, man. If the whole, and this is, again, all over the different places. If these people are really with these things, why are there so many, why are there so many people that are, bucking up against these things? Why are they going out to the streets and why are they so-called, not to say, protesting these things, more or less to say, man? Why are they rebelling against these things, man? All right. But nevertheless, hey, if you watch the so-called mainstream media news, all right, They would tell you that, most Americans, just want things to get back to normal. Most Americans wish that everybody would just participate. Most Americans want to participate. Most Americans are participating. Most Americans are with these things, and they put it into your face as far as, oh, it's only a small group of people who don't want to participate into these things, man. It's because this small group of people, these anti-governmental people and things like that, that's holding up everything and holding up things from flowing like it should be going, all right? But nevertheless, you don't see the men of the Lord, we know where that's coming from, but you don't see the men of the Lord out there protesting like that, man. You see us, we make videos like this, and, we go on the highways and the byways and we preach, but we're not down there in those big, massive protests and storming buildings and all kind of stuff like that, clashing with the police officers and everything else like that, man. All right. We have really what they call a peaceful protest. You see our camp video, we out there, just reading the Bible. Police pull up. People think, oh, they're going to go get them about something. No, they dealing with somebody else on the other side, man. The police know once they know that we're not with these types of things. We're not that type of group of people, man. All right. But look what we just scrolled down and seen in multiple different places, massive groups of people doing all these things, man. If it was only a small, minute a group of these people, man, you would have the people protesting on the other side. How come you people don't want to participate? You guys are the ones stopping us from everything else. All right, but nevertheless, like this, hang on before I forget what I was looking for. Oh, no. Was it 10? Maybe 12. Sirach 12 and 10. It says, never trust thy enemy, for like iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. All right, so hey, you see on the mainstream, the main narrative that's going out is like, yo, man, why can't we get, it's like, we got the majority of the people to participate. We got the majority of people that's on board. There's a small amount of these people. Why are these people backlashing at things like this, man? All right. And again, these people are upset. All right. Because of, let me see, where is it at in Isaiah? What is it? Isaiah 30. Let's read Isaiah 30. Started at the top. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin unto sin. And this is talking to what? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? It says that walk to go down to Egypt and have not asked in my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in Egypt, right? Verse 3, it says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame and the trust of the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So now, again, this is, being spoken into the children of Israel. All right, but nevertheless, let's go back to verse 3. It says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Now, not going too far into, what they was talking about. They like to hit us with medical misinformation. But why do you think these people over here backlashing, man? Because they've been misinformed about certain things. Hey, you told us if we did this, things would be all right. You told us if we did these things, we couldn't be touched by these certain things. We wouldn't be affected by these things, man. All right, and the greatest number of these people that are being affected by these things are the ones that participated, man. All right, a lot of these people that wind up, listening to this here system, all right, are the main ones that's out here, losing their jobs, all right, or feeling pretty much how I say being lied to, man. If somebody say, hey, man, how would you feel if somebody was like, yo, you need, in order to, buy this here car, you need to get insurance on this car to protect you from an accident and this and that. Now, somebody runs into you and total your car, and then the insurance company say, hey, we ain't covering that. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay for this on your own and everything else. You feel some type of way if you've been paying into this insurance the whole time. And then when it's time to make a claim, they just not there, man. They didn't pretty much sold you a lie. So this is pretty much, let me read it again, verse 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. And this is the land of confusion, man. All right, so these people thought that listening and trusting unto their enemy, well, for our people, listening and trusting to their enemy, it would help them. But ultimately, further listening to them going to get you a missile, according to Revelation chapter 14, dealing with our people. But as a whole, look at the people around the globe, man. All right, these people are mad and upset that they're so-called losing out on their whole livelihood, man. All right, they want to trust into this damn devil, and now they're all being affected by these things to the point where they're starting to revolt, man. They're starting to come back up, and let's grab that real quick. And let me grab this first in the book of Luke. This is Luke. There's quite a bit of it in Luke I wanted to read. Let me just get to the point. Read two verses. Luke 21 and 11. It says, and there should be in great earthquakes. These are the signs, right? It says in great earthquakes in diverse places, famines. All right, now one of the things you got going on right now is pretty much like, hey, there's like pretty much a global siege on the food market right now, man. And they got different ways that they can squeeze these things, man. You got different weather events. All right, you have the trucking situation. All right, where they need more and more truckers. The truckers are going on strike and things like that. You know, you have the ship, how you call them, the big ships in the ocean. They can't come in there stuck out at sea. All right, the warehouses are being shut down. Don't have too many people to how do I say, staff these warehouses. People getting sick and everything else like that. The grocery stores are not getting their shipments in and getting them in on time, or having people to pick the orders. All right, people at the grocery stores are also you know, becoming sick or being laid off or quitting their jobs. You have a massive amount of people in America just quitting their jobs and things like this, all which is making it harder for you to wind up getting food at you know, onto your table, man. All right, you know, you have even some of these people who, you know, they was talking about it with the people from, I think it's called Shipped, where they go to the grocery store and start shopping for you, man. These people are having a harder and harder time finding all the items that they need. All right, and now their job isn't becoming profitable, so they're leaving the job force, man. So it's like a domino effect of all these different things, which is creating a famine. You know, the end product is all the same, man. You're not going to be able to eat. Whether there is food out there and you can't afford the food, or food is scarce for you to be able to find the food, or, you know, there's food out there, you can find the food, but you ain't got no job to be able to afford the food. All right, the end product is all the same, man. All right, when it comes to you, you know, you're famished, man. There's you know, there's a lack of food, or a lack of quality of food that you're going to be able to get, man. Hell, not even a lack of quality of food, because they was talking about, what is it, McDonald's is rationing out their French fries right about now, man, because there's a shortage on that. And not so long ago, you had a shortage on these, was it ketchup packets and things like that, man? All right, so people don't realize, you know, especially, you know, how supply and demand works, man. If there's a shortage on certain things like ketchup packets, well, we're going to start charging extra for these ketchup packets that we do have, man. All right, you know, hey, you working or go to these certain restaurants and, hey, man, it's hard for us to get this here ingredient and keep this ingredient stocked in, so we're going to have to charge extra for these things, man. All right, or people that can't really afford to go out to eat all the time like they used to, you know, there's less people going out to eat now. All right, and so guess what? The people that's working in these restaurants that's working, you know, trying to get their hours and things like that. Well, shit, we ain't got that many people. We're going to go ahead and let some of y'all go right now. You know, if you work in a restaurant business, you know about the term about getting cut, man. You getting cut all early and everything. You can't work a full shift. All right, you know, and people aren't really going out. You're not really getting tipped that much. So, again, it's a full circle to what? People are you know, basically getting less resources on their plates, man. All right, no matter how you look at it, whether it be, you know, you even have inflation going on, man. All right. It says in pestilence. All right, now you got multiple different variations and mutations and how you call them, hybrids of these different things that's going on right about now, where a lot of people are getting sick out here. All right, you know, a lot of people are falling ill and don't know what to do with, or, you know, they got different things that's going on, man. And even if you wind up getting ill or under the weather, no matter what you have, you know, people are advising you, hey, and which is smart, to stay at home, man. All right, because look, man, if you don't want to stay at home, you want to keep going to work, then everybody at the job wind up getting sick. Then we have to shut down and close out the business. Now the business itself is losing money, man. You can't be profitable in that sense. So you got to keep your employees at home, all right, because they're out there. Now those employees are that's less hours they're working. So now they, you know, less money they're bringing in. All right. It says, and there should be fearful sights and great signs. And great signs shall there be from heaven. All right, now you had, you know, a lot of different things that was going on from the meteor shower at the beginning of the year. All these different eclipses and things like that that's been going on. So, hey, man, the Lord has been showing, you know, the handwriting on the wall through and through, man. All right, we've had the signs to be able to measure the times diligently of the things that's going on, man. All right, let me read this as well, too. It says, verse 12, but before all these, they shall lay hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake, you know. And we see the beginning of these things going on right now, you know, with the censorship of these videos and everything, striking down the channels and all these different things, trying to create laws for all these things, calling it, you know, certain types of misinformation, when the only people that's been out there misinforming the folks is those folks, you know, the ones that you got to go with their narratives, because they keep changing the story back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Even if you are trying to, how you say, correctly report on these things using their terminology, their verbiage, their script, man. All right, if you was to go word for word to repeat what they were saying from day one, all right, and upload a video about that, right? By 2 or 3 days down the road, you been got a strike on your channel for misinformation, because they been changed the narrative of what they were saying, man. Oh, you only need to take one of these add-ons, and or take this here situation, and you'll be fine. Okay, so now that you took this one situation, it's not going to stop you from getting it or spreading it. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you need this here add-on. Now, you need this other add-on. Now, you need this other add-on and everything else like that. But I'm like, wait a minute. if I was reporting off, if I just took this first situation, I wouldn't have to worry about anything else no more. Well, that's not true no more. Well, that's what you sold it as to begin with. So these things are changing all the times anyway. So ultimately, they're going to come to a point in time where we see this going on around the globe as well. All right, for those that don't want to participate into this here situation, they're starting to forcibly take you in and put you basically into a prison, man. All right, taking you from your will and putting you into these, they call them, we'll call them Q camps. All right. But nevertheless, people thought that let me read verse 13. And it shall turn to you for testimony. All right. People used to think that we were, how you call it? So-called conspiracy theorists. All right. We got a sign on our camp. You know what I'm saying? And this sign has been around longer than I've been in a camp. All right. About so-called quote unquote martial law and then putting you into these detainment centers. All right. But what do you have going on? You have it in the news where, Biden talking about putting these military troops to go work in hospitals and things like that. You had them driving school buses because of a shortage of different people. All right. You got these massive protests going on around the globe. Who you calling in to quell those things, man? The military, man. All right. And then you have these people that's trying to, again, forcefully put you into these Q camps and things like that. And they got these new task forces they're trying to hire the regular people to just, hey, if you see something, say something. They got all kind of new tactics out here, to implement these things, man. All right. Let me jump down. Let me read verse 16. It says, and you shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinfolks and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death, and you should be hated of all men for my name's sake. All right. Hey, but see, you have some folks that's like, once they start giving out cash rewards, hey, we'll give out a cash reward for people if somebody that don't want to participate in these things, or if they're spreading this type of information, to give us a call and we'll give you a cash reward, man. All right, because they was giving cash rewards and things like that for people who went out there and took their little juice and their potion. All right, then you got stories that people in those same times getting like 12 different we'll call them tequila shots. If you can follow what I'm saying, hey, so and so participated 12 times in one week, or so on and so forth, man, just because they keep getting the payout. So if people are doing these types of things for quote unquote small payouts, $100 here and there, hey man, they'll be willing to turn you in, especially if you've been talking all kind of stuff that they don't like and make them feel uncomfortable, and they're gonna call you in real quick, man. All right, but let me jump down to verse 25, I believe. Yep, 26 or 25. And there should be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, which we, went into a little earlier. And upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, and the sea and the waves roaring. All right. So, hey, we were watching that in these videos, man. These people are uprising. These people are going, toe to toe with their so-called governments, going against their mandates and going against all these different things that's going on, man. I'm going to come back to that verse 26. Men's heart fell in them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Now, we know, let me read verse 27. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. Now, going back to verse 26 about the men's hearts failing them for these things coming upon the earth, this is going to keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. All right. But nevertheless, going into the chariots and things like that, they're going to be really shook in. But right now, when with them just talking about these certain mandates, hey, 100 employees or more, you got to participate with these things. And people are like, oh, shit, I'm about to probably lose my job. And if I lose my job, it's already hard out here working paycheck to paycheck and all these different things. Or they're going to require this at the job, or I got to go and do this and go do that at the job all the time. Hey, man, people are stressed out about these things, man. This is why you have a record number of people quitting their jobs over certain things. They got a lot of what they call stress and quote unquote PTSD over these things that's going on. Because, hey, man, you're in a real life, how they call it, a live, not to say exercise, but there's a term for this, blunt force trauma. All right, you're in the midst of them running, like, if you don't understand what they would do to these people, they have a term for it. I don't really want to talk about it, but two different letters. One is like if you ever played Mortal Kombat, right? The initials for that. The way that they do these things to be able to control you, you know what I'm saying? They bring you through a blunt force trauma. How you accepted to get the police state the way you got it now, and having cameras everywhere, people, facial recognition and all these systems. They showed you some buildings being collapsed and people jumping from these buildings and then telling you about terrorists, and they put you through a traumatic ass state. And now you believe whatever the hell they say, man. How did they get you to start putting poison all in your body and you ain't asking no questions, man? They just told you that these numbers of people is just skyrocketing, man. They didn't lie to you about these things. They had you put into a state of fear, man. All right, but nevertheless, hey, man, this is how these people, are getting you into these, getting you into these states of, where common sense goes out the window or rationale goes out the window, and you just fall right in line. Let me read it again. Verse 26, and men's hearts fell in them for fear, and looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall stand. So like, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. All right. But nevertheless, amen, that's why the scripture tell us wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our time, man. All right, we're not going to be fearing about these things that's coming on earth, because we know that all these things must come to pass. All right, let me grab this real quick. 2nd Ezra 9. You know what? Let me grab this in Matthew 24 real quick. And then I'll go over there. Matthew 24, verse 21 and 22. It says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. All right. And like I said, you have a lot of people whose mental states are just, people are all going off edge right now, man. All right. And people don't even really think that they're being affected by these things, but you just don't know. Again, go back to, that situation that happened in 2001, September, right? They kept drilling that shit down in your mind. So anytime you heard somebody speaking a different language or see somebody with a damn beard or wearing something that was a little different than you, you immediately thought of, oh my God, this could be the end of my life. Somebody getting, you on an airplane at that point in time, it's kind of worn off of you because it was 20 years ago now, but certain things was like triggers unto you, man. Just like now, how they was telling you, social distancing and wash your hands, this and that, it spreads, it's airborne. Hey, man, let you be on a damn train, a bus, in a grocery store, somebody sneeze, somebody cough, everybody all of a sudden get quiet and start looking around, especially when these things first started happening, man. People were scared about all kind of different things, man. So all of a sudden, you may be in a hot ass room, nose stopped up, you trying to breathe and stuff. People all looking at you like you weird or something like that, man. It's like, wait a minute, whatever's going on. You might be in the kitchen cooking with some pepper or something like that and sneezing. Now all of a sudden people looking at you like you weird, man. People don't realize that these are having mental effects on these people, man. So now these people are pretty much pushed back into the corner so bad. This like they've seen everything, them lose everything. So guess what they're about to do, man? They're about to lose not to say lose everything. They're about to lose it. All right. Because they've lost everything. Verse 22, and except those days should be shortened, there shall be no flesh saved. All right. Hey, this is what it's coming to, man. It's coming into an all-out battle royale out here, man, because the love of many. Let me go up a little bit. Verse 10. 10 and 12. It says, I can just read it through. Verse 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. All right. And again, you have, the great divide that's going on here in America from those that participated to those that didn't participate. Those that's for Biden, that's for Trump. Those that's for these mandates, those that's not for the mandates, man. All right. You have people that's divided on all these different things, man. And, that's a major topic, just talking about whether or not you think people should so-called go down here and participate or not, man. Or people think that this is so-called real or not, man. All right. Verse 11. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. All right. And one of the main prophets, false prophets that then arose is basically Esau in these times, man. It's no marvel for he is even transformed into an angel of light, man. All right. And his ministers as well, too. They seem to be the good guys. They seem to be the ones that's there to help you. But are they leading you to righteousness? Or are they leading you into wickedness, man? Are they deceiving you, man? All right. And verse 12 says, and because the iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. All right. Because, hey, again, these people are going home and they're thinking about certain things, man. I had this job. I believed in my job for the last 20 years. I gave them my blood, sweat, and tears and my whole life, and all because I didn't want to put something in my damn body that I didn't know what it was. I thought it was my body, my choice. Now, all of a sudden, I done lost my job. There's no remorse for that, man. So now you got people that's just going, postal people. Hey, man, you seeing more and more people, like with road rage events, people that's fighting in these stores over not wearing masks and certain things like that, man. All right, people that you had people getting arrested. I think it was in New York, going to the Applebee's and things like that didn't have, they couldn't prove or that they participated, and things just went left field for them real quick, man. So you can see how this is going on into a way larger scale. All right, as far as these people protesting and rioting around the world. So let me go ahead and grab that real quick. There's a couple more precepts I want to grab. I don't want to grab them first. We're not going to make this too long, so let's just go ahead and grab this as 2nd Ezra 9 or 2nd Ezra 15 and well, let me start at 14 and read to 16. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right, so this is what you see in going on, like in those videos we were airing at the beginning of the lesson, man. You have people that are uprising up against their government, storming these governmental buildings and things like that because they're not with it no more, man. You had a year ago on January 6th, these people stormed the Capitol building, all right, because of the fact that they didn't believe in the elections that was going on, you know, in the way that they wanted it to go. All right, wait till these lockdown things come heavy over here in America, man, and more people are forced out of work. All right, you already have these people that are smashing and grabbing and stealing all this Louis Vuitton and Gucci out of these stores, but wait till it come to a shortage, real shortage of food. You know, I mean, you already got shelves getting light right now, but when people can't get no more, they fighting over the last box of Cheerios. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be all out chaos, man. And we seen this already going on around the globe. It just hadn't hit here in America yet. All right, America is pretty much the last place to get hit with a lot of these plagues, but what? They're the biggest place to, to take the biggest toll whenever they are hit with these things, man. All right, so we're gonna close out with this over here in Revelation 3:10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. All right. And so this is what you have going on right now. This great temptation. Hey, you either get down or you lay down, man. All right. And now you're starting to see, especially all these Edomites, they're over here so-called rebelling against these things, man. But guess what? The devil knows he has but a short time, so he's going to come down with great wrath. It's going to get way worse than these things, man. Again, in a sense to what's coming, all right, those protests are relatively peaceful, man. Yeah, these people are getting shot with tear gas and rubber bullets and things like that, but that's relatively peaceful for what's really coming, man. Because when it really boils down to it, man, it's going to be live rounds in those guns, man, as those troops are going out, just shooting and mowing people down, man. Hey, they don't want to listen. They don't want to comply. They're part of the problem. They're part of the spread of these things, man. We just got to sit here and get rid of them, man. All right, but nevertheless, hey, like scripture, let me read it again. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So, hey, you say you believe in the Most High. Hey, you say you have faith. You say you have all these things, man. This is going to be the great trial of your life right here, man. All right, whether you're going to cower down to this here system, all right, your adversary, if you're going to trust in him, you're going to go down to Egypt for counsel, or you're going to go to the Lord for counsel, man. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth and every will. And salutation and much love for you, I can push this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.